Hello, my name is Michelle. I am a tattoo artist, product designer, and cognitive linguist. Welcome to my messy room. This is actually my first video ever, so I'm a little camera shy. Please bear with me. And today I am going to talk to you about IndieWeb. I'm going to show you my website, why you should join the IndieWeb, and how you can get started along with some resources to help you out. So over here, this is the website I made. I started from scratch using HTML and CSS. Haven't dabbled in JavaScript yet, but might be something I do very soon, as soon as I learn it, because I don't know jack shit about JavaScript. And now I have a site that looks like this. So I actually started looking to IndieWeb last week, and I made this website last week too. So it's only been a few days. I looked into IndieWeb because I was looking for something to blog on, something to post any articles I write on linguistics, which is one of my passions. I got a double major in cognitive science and linguistics, and I just couldn't find anything that really suited me. Like, I was looking into Notion, I was looking into Blogger, but all of these are not customizable, and I wanted to make something fun, something personable, and I wanted to hone my design skills, show off my design skills, and make something I like. So I started looking to NeoCities. NeoCities is a free hosting site. On NeoCities, you can only make static sites, which is perfect for me. I'm not trying to make anything dynamic. I got to start coding. I learned everything through Google. I was looking up every single line of code basically, and I gained enough information to help me make something that I really like. So on my homepage, I kind of talk about who I am, add a Blinkies because what's IndieWeb without some Blinkies, and my hyperlinks. I am an avid reader, so I put my favorite books here, what I'm currently reading. Also have my go-to music, my Spotify playlist. So I also kind of talk about why I wanted to make a website, which is to make something fun, document my life, showcase my work without the constraints of social media algorithms. As a tattoo artist, I constantly have to struggle against the social media algorithm to make myself known and get clients. And I'm also here to cure my corporate portfolio trauma. So I actually have a portfolio site for posting my case studies I do for product design. And since that's geared towards recruiters, it's not really personal. And also, it's a lot of pressure. Just revising your portfolio over and over again, trying to make it appeal to people who will hire you. And it's not really me. So, yeah, I decided to make a website to get rid of these constraints. And I also kind of, when I was making the website, came up with the idea that I can keep myself on track of the many projects that I'm managing. So I have a little progress bar here that shows my progress for things I'm doing. And right now I'm writing a research paper about the Creole language and negative language transfer. Over here in this link, I have my life blog where I just kind of ramble. I have my stats here, also more progress bars. I'm really inspired by video games if you can't tell by the fonts and the pixel art. It keeps me on track of my happiness, my inspiration, my health. Putting out visually lets me know when I need a break. I also have stuff I made over here. There's nothing here yet. I am going to come up with art, games, crochet. I have a lot of art to post, but since there's so much, I get overwhelmed and I just haven't put them in there yet. Last few weeks, I attended GDC, the Game Developer Conference. I was attending the indie game showcase and it really inspired me. So hopefully in the next few months, I can make some indie games that are slightly playable to show off here, and I'll keep implementing on them until I can show it off at GDC next year. And of course, the purpose of my website to post about my linguistics articles, the original purpose, I actually already have an article here, which I wrote during school. And for my phonology class, it is on the Wuxi dialect, which is the native language of my paternal family. If you're curious and want to take a look, feel free. I would love to have someone read my paper and let me know what they think. I also have something called Toilet Thoughts, which is really just kind of like Twitter in a way. But I was talking to my childhood friend about how I want to quit Twitter. I don't like putting my thoughts out there on Elon's website. And I have the bad habit of endlessly scrolling every time I get on Twitter. But I have a lot to say. I'm a chronic yapper, so I want to put my thoughts on here. I also made this little pixel brain over here that flushes, and it has an animation when you hover over it. That's one thing that Twitter can't do for me. I can't customize it. I also wrote a manifesto. This manifesto keeps me on track of having fun, pushing the boundary of design, pushing my skills, while not affecting accessibility. And most importantly, I wanted to create a site that inspired others to join the indie web. Yeah, so let me give you some resources on how you can get started. First of all, you can look at the inspirations of other people's websites on NeoCities. So over here, there's a bunch of people making their own website, coding from scratch. There's different kinds. This one looks really unique. Wow, that's really fun. I kind of wanted to make a website, something like this, but never really got to it because I ended up with other ideas. Oh yeah, actually I designed my website on Figma because I'm a product designer. Well, kind of. I kind of reused an old project that wasn't implemented. I really tried to start a layout, but I kind of gave up. I got really lazy. So I decided to use just the design elements here, the colors and such. This is for a client who hired me and said this wasn't implementable because it's a little too outrageous. But you know what? They said to design something outrageous, so that's what I did. But yeah, Figma costs money, and honestly, you can just sketch out your website on a piece of paper. Always plan it before you get started so you don't end up with something that you hate and you need to change, which will take up a lot of time. Like I said before, you can take inspirations from other people's website. I believe some people have templates that you can use. I'm not sure who. I believe it was Sad Girl. If I find out, I can link it in the description. I will link all the pages I interacted with today in the description. This is a website that my friend actually sent me when they were browsing and looking to start their own website. So brutalist style is kind of like anti-design. It's trending right now. And in my opinion, it doesn't require a lot of heavy code work. So you can make something really fun that it looks trendy and doesn't require a lot of technical skills. For example, I really like this one right here. Everything looks so simple. Pretty sure you can do that with just a few lines of CSS code. Maybe not the login and the cart because that would probably require Shopify or JavaScript of your own. You don't really need a lot of code to make something look good. Speaking of code, I have to admit I already know some HTML CSS from when I was messing around with websites when I was 12. I actually made a website when I was 12, but I deleted it because it was so ugly and I didn't want anyone to see it. But I would recommend anyone who's looking to learn HTML and CSS to go on Codecademy or Khan Academy. Both have HTML and CSS classes, I believe, for free, and start doing some of the lessons. You really don't need a lot to start. Honestly, you can just look up how to make a website from scratch, and they'll give you the base code for your HTML CSS site. I was also looking on YouTube for NeoCities tutorial because that's where a lot of people make their indie sites, as I shown before. And I found this playlist called NeoCities/coding. These playlists have videos such as learning HTML in 1 hour, and CSS in 1 hour, how to add chat boxes if you would like to. And the videos I personally watched was Flexbox, CSS positioning, and CSS layout guide. Because I struggled with that when I was 12. I didn't know how to make something responsive. My website actually looks good on mobile too. This video here, how to make NeoCities from scratch, will teach you how to navigate NeoCities and also other stuff for getting you started with HTML CSS. I believe NeoCities itself has a HTML CSS editor, but I chose to use Visual Studio because I heard that the NeoCities editor doesn't let you see all the changes you make on the go. So with Visual Studio, what I did was I downloaded a plugin called Live Server. So you can download Live Server for yourself on the Visual Studio Marketplace. So you can just look on Google Visual Studio Live Server and just install to your Visual Studio editor, and it's a plugin. So you can just right click on the page and open with Live Server. and it will open the website based on what you have in your code editor. And later you can upload it to NeoCities. You can edit site and start uploading. It really doesn't take a lot to get started, and you can make it into anything you want. You can use it as a portfolio site, you can use it as a blog site, or a combination of everything like what I did. It's like MySpace, but I wasn't really there for MySpace, so I have no clue. But it's also like Tumblr when people were doing their HTML editing. It's really a place for you to personalize, a place for you to have fun, a place for you to escape big social media who makes money off our passions. If you don't want to host on NeoCities, because there is a pretty unfavorable neocities.org in your hyperlink, you can also purchase your domain name on places like GoDaddy. You can host your website on different services, or you can just become a supporter of NeoCities, and I think that will give you your own custom domain name. That's it for today. I hope you start making your own indie website. If you do, please comment the link below. I would love to see it. I would love to follow you on NeoCities if you do post on NeoCities. I hope to see you on the indie web.